Stop saying lo siento and perdón in Argentine Spanish. Nobody here in Argentina says lo siento. It's completely wrong. And with the word perdón, we certainly do use it, but in a pretty different way. Not exactly just this way, as perdón. So if you really want to sound as an Argentinian person, if you really want to sound native and understand people when you are in Argentina, watch this video. As I said, lo siento is not used in Argentina. Never ever say it. You will never ever hear lo siento in Argentina. Now, in the case of the word perdón, you will certainly do hear it, and I say it a lot. But there are many different ways. There are at least like 6 different ways to use perdón as a verb and as a noun. So let's start first with the most common ways to say I'm sorry in Argentina. In Argentina, we don't really say much I'm sorry. Literally, I'm sorry. We would rather say forgive me. And the verb to forgive is disculpar. And when we say forgive me or I'm sorry, in other words, we say disculpá or disculpe. Disculpa comes from imperative of vos in affirmative. And disculpe comes from usted, you formal in Argentine Spanish in imperative. So it will be disculpa, casual way. Disculpe, forgive me, formal way. If you would like to learn more about the imperative in Argentine Spanish and how to give orders to people, I just made a video about this and you will find it in the description. Or just the previous video of this video in specific. Let's continue. Now you know this, the formal and the casual way version to say I'm sorry or forgive me. Then we have another different ways, which is disculpame, which literally means forgive me, and discúlpeme. Discúlpeme. Exactly the same forgive me, but the formal word. And then if you're talking about someone else, like forgive her or excuse me, or I'm sorry for her, or I'm sorry related to her or somebody else, you will use it with the indirect object pronoun. What I mean is this, disculpala, forgive her, disculpale or disculpalo, forgive him, disculpanos, forgive us, meaning I'm sorry, but we sorry, okay? So it all depends on the subject, okay? If it is me, Nico, I would say disculpame or discúlpeme. If I'm here with my 2 other friends, I would say discúlpenos, we are sorry or we sorry, kind of something like this. Discúlpeles, forgive them, etc, 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 with all the different subjects. So keep in mind this, we have the casual and formal way. Casual, disculpa, informal, disculpe. Let's continue now with the second case and the second way to say I'm sorry. Here we have an Argentine expression or slang. It's more like expression rather than slang. And I'm talking about the phrase mala mía. Mala mía means my bad or bad mine. Something like that. Basically, my bad, my mistake, my error. Now, this expression does not replace I'm sorry or excuse me. It only means my bad. And that's not an apologize. So the way to use this phrase or this expression, it will be something like that. Oh, mala mía. Disculpa. Disculpame. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Now this is a casual one, so you will not use it in very formal context. But remember, Argentine people is kind of ambiguous. It's kind of casual in formal context and formal in casual context. It's super weird. So we are 90% of the time casual people and even in formal context. All of this you will only learn it with experience living as an Argentinian and learning Argentine Spanish and just living here in my country. Now we have 2 different expressions. This is not completely Argentinian, let's say, but it's pretty common in Argentina or super common in Argentina. I don't know if it is the same in Mexico or Spain, but this channel is only for Argentinian Spanish. So I'm talking about pedir disculpas. It will be something like to ask for, apologize, to ask for, sorry, to ask. But the real translation of this, it will be to apologize. So we normally would say something like this. Te pido disculpas. That's a long way of I'm sorry. Te pido disculpas. I'm saying I'm apologizing to you. Les pido disculpas. I'm apologizing to all of you. Le pido disculpas will be I'm apologizing to her, or I apologize for her, to her, etc. Or it can also be something like le pido disculpas a usted, or just skipping usted, and this will be the most formal way to say I apologize. Le pido disculpas. So if you really want to sound very formal in Argentine Spanish, you can say le pido disculpas. I apologize. I'm sorry. Very, very formal way. You can also use the same expressions but with perdón. Te pido perdón. Exactly the same. I'm sorry, but with other version of sorry. So you can say te pido disculpas or te pido perdón. Te pido disculpas and te pido perdón is casual, or let's say informal or more casual, and le pido disculpas a usted, le pido perdón a usted, or you can just skip usted in these 2 different examples. It would be the most formal way to apologize. And the last word for this video is perdonar. Perdonar means to apologize. As you can see, Argentine people do not really use I'm sorry or excuse me in Argentine Spanish. We prefer to say forgive me. or I apologize. So in this case, perdonar means to forgive. So when I say perdoname or perdona, I'm giving orders to you. It's an imperative and it means forgive me. Perdona, forgive me. Perdonar comes from imperative vos, so it's a casual way to say forgive me. And if you want to sound more formal, you can say perdone, perdone, coming from usted, from imperative. And this is just another way to say I'm sorry, but in another formal way. So please stop saying lo siento and just perdón, and start using all of these different ways and expressions to say I'm sorry in Argentine Spanish. So if you would like to learn more Argentine Spanish, subscribe to this channel, because this channel, Spanish with Nico, is specific for travelers, new residents, businessmen, and everyone that wants to learn Argentine Spanish in the Pacific. You will not find a channel just like this anywhere in all YouTube or Instagram or web pages. Here in this channel, you will find absolutely everything about Argentinian Spanish. And before finishing with this video, I would like to tell you that I'm gonna start a new group class for beginners in Argentinian Spanish. It will start this October, exactly October 14. And I don't really know if I will open another group class like this for at least a long period of time. I have too many students and I really need to focus on this. So if you don't want to miss out on this amazing opportunity I'm giving to you right now, there are only 2 spots available. There are already 1 student. So if you would like to start studying Argentinian Spanish and for beginners from scratch, this is the moment to start working with Argentina con Nico or Spanish with Nico. In this group class, you will reach the traveler level. That means you will be able to start living here in Argentina and travel around Argentina. So if you would like to know more, in the description you will find much more information. And I would also like to tell you that if you are a traveler or a new resident or someone who just wants to reach fluency in Argentinian Spanish, you can make it happen with my programs one-on-one. So if you would like to know more, in the description you have all the information about the group class and my programs one-on-one for new residents, travelers, businessmen, for everybody that wants to learn Argentinian Spanish in specific and just one-on-one working with me. Muchas gracias por ver este video, suscríbete al canal, déjame tu comentario, contame qué onda y bueno, nos vemos en otro episodio. O mis estudiantes, nos vemos en clase. Chao, chao.